Hello, everybody. Good morning. My name is Rosalind Zacharias. I'm the Employment Specialist for the Steps to Success program. I'm back again today with another workshop for you all. Today's workshop is going to be on effective communication strategies to use in the workplace. Before we get started, I want to, as always, give you guys our contact information. You can find us at www.lssjax.org. Here's our location information. And if you have any questions about our program or you're interested in joining our program, it's completely free. You can call us at 904-730-8254. Alright, everybody, let's get started. So what is effective communication? So effective communication is the exchange of information and knowledge by the sender in the way that's best understood by the receiver. So it's how can we communicate that knowledge in the best way for somebody to understand it. So I like this little picture here of the effective communication cycle where it shows how it's a two-way communication. There's a sender and a receiver. So the sender sends that information, that knowledge, they communicate it to the receiver, and the feedback is basically just how the receiver reacts to that information or knowledge that they were given. So that's what effective communication is. What are the benefits of effective communication in the workplace? So it helps to build stronger employee relationships. When everybody's effectively communicating correctly, it kind of opens up for better connections within the employees and your colleagues. It increases productivity. If there's clearer instructions, clearer expectations, then you're getting those results that you want. You're able to be more productive. Positive workspace. So when there's effective communication, everybody's understood. It does breed for a more positive workspace all around. And as well as it increases innovation. So it allows for creative thinking, adventurous ideas, and ability to try new things when we're effectively communicating. So a quick overview of our presentation today. We're going to go over some tools for communication, especially now in the remote world of COVID. And then we're going to go into our strategies. We're going to talk about how to create an open work environment, how to be open to feedback, meeting with employees and teams regularly, to be clear when giving instructions, and then we're going to end it off with mutual respect and communication. So to start off, we're going to talk about the tools for communication. So we really want to allow for spaces for where people can easily follow up and share ideas. And in this world of COVID where a lot of jobs are going remote or having to work remote, we really want to be able to embrace those online collaboration tools. So we have things like Slack and Microsoft Teams that allows you to create groups of instant messages where you can quickly ask somebody for a follow-up on something, or if you need a quick idea for something or something like that, just to be able to communicate with somebody pretty quickly. And virtual meetings. We're in the world of virtual meetings right now. Everything's happening very virtual. So we have Zoom and Ring Central that allow you to have those virtual meetings where you're still able to see faces and communicate that way. I do want to keep in mind that we are our best communication tools, we as people. So make sure you're actively listening and you are using yourself as a communication tool. There's also things like using your emails and text messages that you're able to use to communicate. So going into our strategies, our first strategy is to create an open work environment. So this is really great. Creating an open work environment really allows to breed confidence. Employees and colleagues are going to be able to feel comfortable speaking up and giving their ideas when there's an open work environment, thus creating that effective communication. So something I always recommend is to implement what I call an open door policy. I know that that's an official term, but I like to call it that. Just something that encourages transparency, feedback, and trust. It allows people to feel comfortable walking in and asking their supervisors for questions, coming to them to rely on them to give you information and to let you know if you have any struggles or problems that you feel comfortable going to them. So some things that you can do is to set expectations that there's no bad or wrong ideas or questions. And this goes both ways as supervisors and employees, making sure that we're setting those expectations that there's not a bad question, there's not a wrong answer question, because when that happens, it really shuts people down if people are brought down thinking that their ideas or questions are bad. And ask for feedback and be receptive to it. That's always a great thing. So talking about feedback, one of our other strategies is going to be open to feedback. Now this goes both ways, being able to ask for feedback and to give feedback. So it allows you to ask how people are doing and what they can improve on, and it really allows for that information, that information to be distributed. And you can ask for feedback in multiple different ways. You can do it in a formal or informal setting. You can do it as formal as setting up a meeting with your team specifically for feedback, or it can be as quick as in between meeting, maybe using those collaboration tools. Maybe you can Slack one of your team members, how did I do on this presentation? Or in passing, hey, how did the end of my project look? Or things like that, as easy as that. And I did want to mention the difference between constructive criticism versus constructive feedback, because that can be a very thin line. So constructive criticism will be you did this thing wrong, versus constructive feedback is, this is wrong, now here's how you can make it better. So as you can tell, that feedback is used as a basis for improvement. So it's not, you just did this thing wrong and that's it. It's, here's how it's wrong, but we can fix it this way. It's giving them that basis for improvement. So again, this is a really thin line, so we want to make sure when we're giving feedback to make sure we're giving feedback and not criticism. So the next strategy we're going to be talking about is meeting with employees and teams regularly. So being able to set up weekly meetings and check-ins with your teams. And this will just allow you to give updates on progress and allow you to see what people could be struggling with or need help with. It gives them an opportunity, a time to bring those things up that they may not want to bother you with throughout the week. It gives employees a time, a scheduled time to do that, and colleagues a scheduled time to do that as well. And you want to be able to experiment with different meeting types, because different types of meetings can work for different people. People can feel comfortable in different situations. So somebody might enjoy a group meeting versus another person might enjoy a one-on-one meeting. So those different type of meeting can range from groups, by department, or one-on-one. The next strategy is going to be clear when giving instructions. Now this is a big one. We want to not assume that people know what you mean. So when giving instructions, just assume that you're giving instructions to someone that has never encountered the situation before. And we want to make sure that we're being specific of our expectations and giving timelines when possible. And this last bullet point's really important to me, is to be able to get and give clarification. This is something really big, because when you're giving instructions, I think it's important to ask the person that you're giving instructions to if they understood what you said, and to kind of repeat it back to them. And that's something that I practice. Anytime I'm given instructions, I like to say, okay, let me just take a second. This is what I got out of the information that you gave me, just to make sure that I understood what they said and that they understand what I understood. So it really allows the person giving instructions to find out if they communicated what they were supposed to communicate. So definitely practice getting and giving clarification. So the last thing we're going to be talking about today is going to be our mutual respect and communication. So at the end of the day, everybody deserves respect. And respect is really big in communication, because when you respect others, you're going to be able to communicate more effectively with them. So I wanted to give you some respectful communication skills, and those are to be polite and kind, actively listen when people are speaking to you, value opinions even if they're not the same as your own, and to treat people equally. We want to make sure that we're not choosing favorites and so we're just treating people equally in a group, especially in a group setting with supervisors and colleagues. Don't treat people with favoritism. And that all goes with mutual respect and communication. So to end off, I wanted to give you guys some resources. We have our Steps to Success website, www.lssjacks.com, and of course our Facebook page that you're on right now. And if you guys want to learn about some more resources on effective communication, you guys can go to these websites. We have allison.com, coursera.org, lynda.com, and linkedin.com have great resources for effective communication if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more. And that was the end of our workshop. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below, or you can always private message us. And please make sure that you are liking this video for us. Let us know how you felt about it. And I appreciate you guys showing up today. And again, our contact information, you can find us at www.lssjacks.org. And if you're interested in our program, our completely free program, you can contact us at 904-730-8254. I really appreciate it. You guys take care.